Hello dear friends and followers, welcome to Vidhi Vyakyan. In this video we are going to understand about one of the landmark judgment of Supreme Court, that is I.C Golaknath versus State of Punjab 1967. It was a landmark judgment of Supreme Court which has laid down the foundation stone of basic structure doctrine by restricting the power of the Parliament to amend fundamental rights under Article 368 of Indian Constitution. In the earlier cases of Shankari Prasad versus Union of India 1951, where the Supreme Court upheld the power of the Parliament to amend anything including fundamental rights and interpreted Article 13 as a common law to include anything which made in the exercise of administrative power. And in the another judgment of Sajjan Singh versus State of Rajasthan 1965, the Supreme Court again upheld the power of the Parliament to amend the fundamental rights. But in this case, the Supreme Court revised the previous judgments of Supreme Court and played a vital role in protecting the fundamental rights of the citizen. So let's see what was happened in this case. The facts of the case. The two brothers Henry and William Golaknath were in a possession of over 500 acres of farmland in Punjab. At the same time, the state government passed Punjab Security and Land Tenures Act, which restricted the family of Golaknath to hold only 30 acres of property, and rest was declared as surplus. Then Golaknath filed a petition under Article 32 of Indian Constitution on the ground that Punjab Act violated constitutional right to acquire and hold property, practice any profession, and equal protection of law under Article 14 of Indian Constitution, and appealed to declare 17th Constitutional Amendment as unconstitutional. Issues before the court: whether the Parliament has absolute power to amend fundamental rights enshrined under the Constitution of India or not, and whether amendment includes in the definition of law under Article 13 subclause 2 of Indian Constitution. So these are the issues before the court. Contentions by the parties. The petitioner argued that the word amendment only implies change in accordance with basic structure of Indian Constitution, but not inserting a new idea. It was argued that Indian Constitution was drafted by founding fathers and it is permanent in nature. No one could change the very reason of its existence, and fundamental rights must be protected. Further, Article 368 of Indian Constitution lays down only procedure to amend the Constitution, but the power to amend is only the legislative power confined on Parliament under Article 245, 246 and 248 of Indian Constitution. Further, the petitioner contended that Article 13 subclause 3a in its definition of law covers all types of law, that is statutory and constitutional. Any amendment which takes away fundamental rights will be unconstitutional. The respondent argued that constitutional amendment is outcome of exercise of sovereign power of the Parliament. This exercise of power differs from legislative power to make new laws. Further, the framers of Constitution wanted that our Constitution to be flexible in nature, as to amend it to fit for the society. They never wanted our Constitution to be rigid. Further, respondent argued that there is no such basic structure or non-basic structure which has been defined in Constitution. All the constitutional provisions are of equal importance. There is no place for the hierarchical order. The judgment of the court. The Supreme Court constituted largest bench of 11 judges ever, and Apex Court delivered the judgment in the favor of petitioner with majority opinion of 6:5. The court observed that the Parliament since 1950 has passed several legislations that has infringed fundamental rights under Part 3 of Indian Constitution, exercising power under Article 368. But if the ruling in Sajjan Singh case remains the law of the land, then all fundamental rights could be altered by constitutional amendment, which can transfer democratic India into totalitarian India. Hence, Supreme Court overruled the judgments of Sajjan Singh case and Shankari Prasad. Further, the Supreme Court held that Parliament has no power to amend the fundamental rights. The power exercised under Article 368 of Constitution is not absolute in nature. The Supreme Court interpreted to include amendment within the definition of law under Article 13 subclause 2 of Indian Constitution, and this doctrine will be applicable prospectively. Hence, 1st, 4th and 17th constitutional amendment will continue to be valid. Although in this case the Supreme Court restricted the power of the Parliament to amend the fundamental rights, but in 1973 in the case of Keshwanand Bharati, the Supreme Court laid down basic structure doctrine, which empowered the Parliament to amend anything contained in the Constitution which is consistent with the basic structure of Indian Constitution.